Here we are then, round 4 in WOR here today as we tackle the Austrian Grand Prix. Now, before we jump into the action, if you haven't seen round 3, the last race at Russia, at Sochi, go check it out, link up in the top right as always. If you're going to enjoy this one, then leave a like and subscribe for more as we try to get that weekly league racing content out to you guys. And I stream these races every Thursday and Sunday night on my Twitch, link down below. Now then, you can see rain in the background. We'll address that in a moment. First of all, though, let's look at the championship standings. Now, we currently have 6 points to our name. We've only scored points in the first race in Belgium. Imola and Russia weren't that great for us. We've been a bit unfortunate, and also I've been struggling to find time to practice, and that is affecting my performances a little bit. And this race was no different. I was a bit out of time to practice, but I wanted to try and do well. And to be fair, rain was a bit of a blessing in disguise, for qualifying. It maybe gave us a chance to try something different. So we're currently in Q1 as we do the full qualifying format in WOR, whereas in PSGL we do a short qualifying. So yeah, we've currently done, I believe, our first time lap, which was a 1:11.2. We then went for a second consecutive push lap. This one was marginally faster, not a lot more, but just a little bit quicker. We found a bit more time through the final corner, and we're going to keep basically just turning laps and trying to improve constantly. As you can see, we're P16 right now, so a little bit off the pace in these current conditions. We have a bit of a moment out of turn 1, but we still find some more time as we're a 10th up already on this third lap. And you can see now making our way into the final couple of corners, we unfortunately invalidate, which is a bit of a shame because we were up by about a 10th. And yeah, we're going to cross the line setting a 0.0, but that lap of course won't count. So after this, I brought the car back to the pits. We're going to put on a fresh set of intermediates and try again. And you can see here with the fresh tyres, purple in sector 2, nearly 4 tenths up at this point in the lap. But the final 2 corners, especially the last one, just let me down a little bit with the exit. Having said that, I know there's a bit more time to find, and we're looking at about, I'd say, 4 tenths. So yeah, a minute and a bit to go. We're going to get 2 more laps, this one and 1 more. Now, this lap wasn't that great. It wasn't terrible, but we just lacked a little bit of pace. Making our way to the final corner, we're going to try and set up our final attempt, as we're currently P14, so we need to improve and find a little bit of time. I do believe there is at least a 10th and a half, maybe even 2 tenths if we hook up a perfect lap. And straight away through turn 1, you can see we actually find a pretty decent bit of time.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes. Inters seem like the fastest tyre for now,
as we have a bit of a weather update. In the meantime, though, you can see we're still pushing on, and we're near enough a 10th up. So right now, this is good. This is exactly what we need as Jack West pulls out of the way there in the Ferrari. So we're going to push on with our lap time. We've got Sam Corby ahead of us, also on a lap, as we both just about made the finish line in time. I've lost a little bit of time, though, through turn 4. Now through turn 6, we're going to try to pull some of that back, which we managed to achieve, getting a really nice tight apex. Then turn 7, didn't quite catch the apex through there, ran a bit wide. The exit was okay, but I lost a bit of time through there. It's just been a bit of a scruffy lap so far. I've thrown away a bit of time, and then the final 2 corners here, turn 9, carrying some decent speed, but we have a bit of a moment there with some oversteer, and then the final corner we lose it all and invalidate. I'm just terrible. I'm terrible. I'm really, really bad. Fucking hell. Well, at the time, it was a 10th. Now, unfortunately, we're out in P19, and looking at the gaps, Jeffrey Ritchie in P15 was not even a 10th ahead of us, 0.8 of a 10th. So, yeah, I could have easily got through. I just messed up the lap too many times, too many mistakes, and it wasn't ideal. So, yeah, we're out in Q1 along with Primoz Maklavčić, Liam Parnell, Sam Corby, and Lewis Welch. My teammate Jake Benham through in P11, so hopefully he can get into Q3 and do pretty well. But for us, that is it for qualifying. So, yeah, let's move to the race and let's see if we can try and turn this one around. Now, unfortunately, I believe not just myself, Jake Benham also had some issues in qualifying, and we're both starting quite a way back. Now, we're going to both gamble here and go for something different. So we're going to try and start the race on the hard compound tyre, and we're going to see if we can make this Alt Strat 2.0, I guess, kind of work. Fuel-wise, we're going for an extra lap. It's going to be hard to soft, no rain forecast. So the plan here is to try and be competitive on the hard tyre. If we achieve that, it could be a strong race. 5 lights are on at Austria, and we're underway as we get a pretty average start, not one of our better ones, as we've got a bunch of cars around us on medium, including Primoz, who overtakes us up the inside of turn 1. We're going to be on the outside here as we find a bit of space on the exit. Oh my fucking god.
Caution. There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety
What the
car
fuck
right
happened
now.
there?
Just be careful.
Jake? Holy fuck.
I even went off the track to avoid it, and
I look like all 3 of you locked tyres.
no, I was just on receiving end of it.
Oh, fucking hell.
Uh,
Now that wasn't ideal. We've lost our teammate Jake Benham from this race already.
Safety car restart, is it?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Just trying to get some temperature, man. Now, we're down to 1 Mercedes in this race. We're up to P14. But yeah, back on the way then, trying to get some tyre temperature, as since the latest patch, you can only warm up your tyres right towards the very end of the safety car period, as you can't wheel spin for some reason under safety car, you're under traction control. But anyway, back on the way, we've got Liam Parnell and Shanaka Clay behind. They've gone for the hard tyre. How's the RS here for like saving? And I think we've also got another esports driver. I want to say Josh Shidoru, I think. They're all behind on the hard tyres and they've all boxed, so they're going to go straight to the end of the race. You might be muted. I don't know if you're there or not. No, I think it's Parnell, Shanaka, and Sam Corby as well, I think. And I think Josh. I'm not fully certain. But basically, we've got some fast drivers behind us who have done their first stop, and they're going all the way to the end on the hard tyre, so they're going to have a bit of an advantage in terms of tyre, whereas we lose a car on the right. Ooh, that's a Zilderim going off the track. Yellow flag out there on track and out. Oh, fucking hell, Ferrari's taking themselves out. Jack West is going to be fuming with that. Fucking hell.
Racing again.
Yeah, I've just got to stay alive this race.
Yeah, so leader is Barry. Tomek, then Alvaro on soft.
Realistically, I'm not racing Barry. So.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS
Yeah,
is now online.
I managed to stay in DRS just about. I'm on 30%, but now a lot's happened. We've lost Ulas and Jack West, and in the meantime, I'm trying to hang on to the DRS of the cars ahead because they're all on mediums, and they've got the upper hand right now on pace. I'm trying to hang in there on the hard, which is not that easy. Traction is very difficult to achieve, and we've also got pressure from the esports guys behind us. Oh, just one fast guy. One less fast guy I've got to worry about. Oh, fuck. Followed Primoz in there. Now, we just made a bit of a mistake there. You can see following Primoz Miklavčić into the gravel almost, as he ran a bit deep, and I was kind of looking at him at the time and kind of following his lines. Eventually, he sped back up, but in the process, dropped me out of the RS range. At this point now, we were easy prey for the esports drivers to have a look at me because I was also starting to run out of battery as well. And you can see from here, we have a massive moment through turn 1, the infamous inside turn 1 curb, and that's going to allow Liam Parnell to have a look along the straight here, and he breezes past ahead of us into turn 3 and makes the move. Now the good thing is we managed to drain Liam out of his battery, so I think he's only got 10% left, so that's a positive first sign, and that I had some pretty decent pace keeping him behind us at the time. I've done a good job of draining Parnell out of his battery. He's already down at 10% and he was behind me.
Oh no.
Yeah, Liam.
Yeah.
Now, in the meantime, Parnell's going to drag us along, but Shanaka Clay wants to get involved, and he's going to have a look up the inside into turn 3. We leave space on the apex, but we're going to try and out-drag him on the exit. Oh, Shanaka. I could battle, but I ain't going to bother. And you can hear me say there, we're not going to battle. We're just going to let Shanaka go and crack on. Now, I was wrong about Josh Adu. There's no Josh around us, so it's Shanaka, Liam. I'd rather follow Shanaka if I can. And Sam Corby. Those 3 are the ones that have pit for fresh hard tyres in that safety car phase. So right now, we've got a bit more tyre wear going on. In the meantime, though, Sam's going to try and put some pressure on us here. I'm trying to not use my ERS. I'm trying to save because we've used so much, pulling along. We don't have the best turn 1, and that gives Sam the invitation to have a look. Of course, he's my teammate in PSGL, as also Shanaka goes for a move on Liam Parnell into turn 3. We're going to leave some space. We're going to try and hug the inside apex. We actually get back ahead, but my exit is really, really shaky. We have a big bit of oversteer, and that's going to put Sam back on the back of us here as he's going to try and go to the inside. On the brakes into turn 4, we're going to leave again space on the apex for him to go through. Side by side again. Bit of a snap again on the exit as we start to struggle on our tyres, and Sam's going to go the long way around here as we go side by side, right on the limit of the grip of these tyres. Inside through here, Sam's still hanging around the outside. It's a lovely move from him, to be fair, and it's a good, fair racing as we go side by side now into turn 9. I'm going to back off. I'm not going to try and hold it on the outside there, as you can't really go too wide. Good little scrap with Sam on a PSL teammate. Now with that done, we just basically followed these 3 who were on better tyres than me and just kind of, you know, kept the pace really. That's all we could do at this stage.
Yellow
oh my
flag.
god, what's happened?
Be aware, there's an incident in the next
Oh,
part of the
fucking
track.
God, I can't
No
see a thing.
overtaking through the yellow flags.
Shit, no ideal.
Okay, clear.
Come on, let's drop, let's drop. Now, a bit of chaos there as there was a massive crash at the final corner on that lap.
What's Ulas pit behind you?
Yeah.
Really?
But you have to stop again. There's no way he's making mediums last at the end.
Right.
Could join your pit as well.
Caution,
No,
caution.
he hasn't.
Another yellow. What?
Ulas hasn't. Pedronio has. Ulas hasn't.
The track is clear.
Something's happened.
Green flag.
Realised it was ahead. Maybe he spun or something.
Yeah, Ulas done 14 lap old mediums.
Something's happened with the leaders, by the way.
Alvaro's in.
I think John's been involved. I can see he's fallen away from the lead group.
John P5. Yeah, oh, John's got big damage.
Carrington was in the pit, so something's happened.
Yeah, John's got a yellow wing. So that'll be a position.
Alright, let's just stay alive. John's retiring. Now, yellow flag, John Evans has damage and he was involved in that final corner crash, and we're now up to P8 in this race. I think we get points, just got to stay alive this race and not get a penalty.
Yeah, you're not looking too bad, but ideally, obviously, the front guys are just
Fucked off,
yeah.
for lack of a better term. Now you can hear us kind of discuss the strategy, and Jake has now become essentially my race engineer, but the leaders have opened up quite a bit of a gap, which isn't ideal, to be honest. Oh, Sam's fucking sideways through there, my god.
Wait, Shanaka pit on the.
Yeah, Shanaka and Parnell and Sam Corby, all 3 of them pit. They're going to the end.
They'll be tight to the end of that.
Yeah. 35 laps, well, they're the safety class, so say 34, 33. They will be tight. Like, at the end, I'm going to be like 3 seconds out faster on softs.
Yeah.
So like, I'll be saying goodbye to them, but especially if they battle towards the end, there's a chance I could catch up. This ain't over yet. Pretty confident. The pace is quite strong now. We're dropping Ulas quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm also starting to struggle to hold on now. I'm trying to save ERS, but now we're hitting that phase where I'm just hanging on to these 3, but the faster guys and the leaders are starting to box for their mediums and softs, and Caraton is going to be the first one to arrive on the scene on lap 22. I can't let Caraton go by, but I don't want to waste time battling. If I get passed by Caraton, they're all going to start dive-bombing me. And it's around this point where I was debating pitting because I don't want to fall into the battle with the esports drivers and fall into the train. Unfortunately,
How many Barry's mods? Okay, no, Barry is on medium. No, he's on softs.
Caraton is going to, you know, put an end to that and just get me straight away. So this is the phase when the esports and the faster guys on the regular strategy are going to start to come through, and we don't really have a response as we've been on these tyres for 22 laps now, and they're pretty second hand at this point in the race, and we need to consider stopping for softs.
No, so Barry's really going to struggle.
Oh shit, I need to get out of this battle, man. And you can see now Tomek on the soft tyre compared to everyone else on the medium or the hard. He's going to have a massive pace advantage as we get our first warning for track limits, and now here he comes. The grip Tomek has is fucking crazy.
He's flashing as well. So.
I mean, I don't know what the fuck.
Green flag.
Jesus.
Not much I could do there.
Yeah, no, that's not cool.
See, now would be a good time to pit, I think.
Yeah.
I'll try and see if I can hang on to the back of these guys one more lap, because they're going to be battling.
Yeah. I mean, the train is so slow right now, so...
Now at this point, you saw Pedreño, he got spun out of turn 1, racing incident. I was just turning in for the corner and I think he just outbroke himself and ended up on my inside and ended up spinning. In the meantime though, I'm going to try and hang on to these guys and hang on to their DRS for one more lap. I'm trying to stretch this as long as I can because I want the softs to be competitive. As we have a massive moment though through there, we almost drop out of DRS range of Barry Bromond, who's going for a move up the inside of Sam Corby in turn 9. But now lap 24.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
We are finally going to pit, and we're going to make sure we keep it within the white line, within track limits, as we now hit that crucial phase of the race where we have to try and push on the soft tyre. About as good as it gets for a pit entry. As you can hear me say, as good as it gets for a pit entry, pretty much on the limit to be fair. Very happy with that. Back on the way though, soft tyres on, and now we're going to try and fight for points and race back into this. There's going to be a lot of battles ahead, so we'll definitely have a chance to fight back if we have good pace.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Barry and Tomac are just... I don't know what they're doing, they're just battling for some reason.
They're going to have a crash in the two.
Yeah.
Neither one's going to want to back down. Now we rejoin in P11 behind Piotr Stasielek, and he's out of battery and on pretty old soft tyres, so this should be an easy move. And that will get us into the points. So P90 to P10 already.
4.2.
Yeah, we want it. Don't think we're going to beat that, but... And there we go, up to P10, easy move. Up ahead of us, Luke Smith with a 3-second time penalty and on mediums. Ahead of him is Pedreño, who of course spun out with contact with myself. So P8 is definitely on the cards here, I think. As you can see now onto lap 29, the gap to Pedreño 3.2, and we are now within a second of Luke Smith, so we're going to have the DRS on him very shortly. So things are looking pretty decent. I think P8, I'd say, is what's going to be the likely finishing position, unless there's some contact or something else happening with the lead pack. But unfortunately, we interrupt the programming at this stage because I had a blackout on my internet. My internet cut out for like 30 seconds. My stream went down. I disconnected from the lobby, and all my hard work and progress had been completely lost in this race.
Are you still going?
Yeah, I've had a dip. Just everyone's left. Can you invite me? Am I still in the session?
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know what's happened. I've not been kicked out yet.
Let me see. No, you're ghosted.
Great. There's me thinking, is my stream gone? Yeah, my stream's gone.
No, your stream's still up.
Now, this is the usual confusion and the kind of, issues that you can have when you disconnect, and I was trying to make sure my stream was up and running as we tried to rejoin the lobby. And unfortunately, my car got taken over by AI, and even though I just picked for softs, the AI took it upon itself.
Still says you're live, I'm still watching.
Okay, so I'm alive. Okay, yeah, okay, we're back. Right, let's just get back to work. Mine's just been funny today, huh?
It's unfortunate.
My fucking AI's pit.
Oh my god.
Oh, why? Why did you pit?
We've been I've never seen it. We've been shafted so hard in this race.
Oh, fucking bollocks. I've lost my head. And yeah, pretty much game over. Jake got taken out lap 1, nothing he could do, and we've been disconnected and taken out this race via an AI pit stop, which is ideal.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
We've just been completely...
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
And yeah, pretty much that was it really for the race. A shame. We was on for an easy P8. Could have even been more, but unfortunately it's going to be P13 and no points, which is not ideal. So yeah, disappointing, man. A really frustrating race. We should have got a few points that race for sure, and nothing did happen with the leaders eventually, so it would have been 8th place. No contact, no kind of afters, but still P8 would have been fine for me. It would have been 4 points. I would have absolutely taken those, and those would have been quite decent for us in the championship. But unfortunately P13 no points, and also no points for Jake as well, so it's looking pretty bleak for us right now. We're struggling for points and form, man. We'll see what happens next time, but there's been a lot of inconsistency. Again, I hold my hand up. I've not been at the level. I've been struggling to find time to practice, and that's just the reality. You know, I'm a content creator first and foremost. League racing comes second, and sometimes I can't always put the work in. But in the championship, you can see we're mid-table. You know, solid mid-table. The only points we have so far from Belgium. Could have done with those extra 4 today to take maybe a couple of steps forward, but still, as it stands, Jake also in 9th place. So. Yeah, I'm missing the next race, which is round 5 at Zandvoort. I was away skiing at the time, so I'll be back for round 6 Canada, which will take place this Sunday. So I'll be streaming that live on my Twitch, link down below. If you enjoyed that race though, and the attempt at trying to get points, then leave a like, subscribe for more weekly F1 content on my channel, guys. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that one nonetheless. As always, a massive shout out to the channel members for supporting the content. Finally, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. But that is it from me here today, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Until then, take care. And let's go back from me.